You already know what's up with me, but I'm gonna let you know what's up with you. You need to know what's up with you. At the end of the day, like when you go to people for advice, when you go to people for, encouragement and shit like that, I'm gonna let you know one damn thing. You can figure that shit out yourself. And I'm gonna tell you how. When I say that you don't need advice from people, you don't need to ask other people, that don't mean that when a person give you advice that you don't listen. That don't mean that you don't have to just look around. That don't mean that you're the smart. That don't mean that everybody's stupid. That don't mean that you can't trust nobody. What I mean is you don't need to go out and ask people for advice when God has already provided people in your life for you. If you got a family, go to your family. If you got friends, go to your closest friends. And I'm talking about the friends that pick you up, the friends that love you to death, the friends that be there for you through thick and thin. God appointed those people in your life for a reason. He did not appoint them people in your life just to be there for your convenience. They are there. Y'all are there. I can't get it. Y'all are there to help each other. That's what I'm saying. Y'all are there to help each other. And a lot of people, they don't look at their friends and stuff like that because they think that they know more than their friends. They think they know more than the other person. They think that they got more wisdom and stuff like that. But them people ain't in your life just for no reason, man. That's why I say you ain't got to go out here and just, some people, they'll go to YouTube and give advice. Hey, ain't no wrong with that. You can go to YouTube or something like that. But what I'm saying is your best bet is to go to the source. One thing I learned in my life, I don't need no advice from nobody. Don't get me wrong. Everybody can give me advice. Anybody can help me out. And it's up for me to receive it. It's up for me to understand and receive what they're talking about. But basically, I don't need it unless God sent them to me. What I mean by God sent them to me, God put people in your life for a reason. If God want to let you know something, He going to let you know. If He want to talk to you, He going to talk to you through your dreams or through other people. But when it comes to advice, you go to Him. At the end of the day, God, He is the source. God done helped me through so many trials, man. Let me tell you one thing. Like when you make bad decisions, a lot of people say, well, I made some bad decisions. Anytime you make bad decisions, God can use that for His glory. And let me give you a prime example. Okay, you have sex out of wedlock and you have a kid. Okay, they said wait till you get married. Okay, you're supposed to wait till you get married, but people ain't gonna wait to get married. And I know it's the new thing right now. Everybody want to do what they want to do, but it don't work that way. And at the end of the day, okay, you have a kid out of wedlock. The relationship might not remain grounded. It might not stay strong. You might just have feelings for each other. Whatever it was a mess up. But at the end of the day, when that child is born, that child is not a mess up. That God is gonna use that kid to change this world. You're at your job, you have a confrontation. You get so pissed off that you snap and you kick their ass. You kick their ass, and then after you kick their ass, you realize what you did and you realize what happened. Like, damn, I made a mistake. Now, I'm going to tell you how God can use that for His glory. At the end of the day, the person that you probably, had the altercation with, ain't no telling what's going on. They probably need an eco check. They probably need something straightened out in their life. But at the end of the day, God probably allowed that to use you to understand, to teach him a lesson, but at the same time, teach you a lesson. He going to teach you a lesson that you're going to have self-control. You don't have self-control over your emotions. You don't have self-control with your anger. And at the end of the day, that's where God's grace kick in. When His grace kick in, that means you're going to still keep your job. You might get rolled up or some shit like that. But at the end of the day, you are saved. You still got a job and you still can put food on your table. But you got to learn that lesson from what you just did. Once you learn that lesson from what you just did, some people get fired, some people go to jail. Some people, some people, they don't lose their job. That's when God's grace kick in. So when they don't lose their job, you understand, wow, I need to control my emotions next time. I need to learn how to, control my temper. Next time. But at the end of the day, you're going to have to learn that lesson because that's going to eat at you. And once you learn that lesson, all right, once you learn that lesson, and then you can go ahead and proceed to pass the next test. It's going to be another test to see if you learned the lesson that you're supposed to be learned in the past. So if you take this test again, you have to learn how to battle and control your emotions. Once you battle and control your emotions, you can show God that you can move to the next level. Then you might get that promotion. You gotta look at it. If it wasn't for you going off and snapping and whooping that person's ass or whatever it was, if it wasn't for that, you wouldn't have knew that you had a problem with controlling your temper and you had a problem with controlling your anger and your emotions. You wouldn't have knew that until that situation occurred. Man, everybody that made mistakes and everybody that did something intentionally, but you still didn't even pay for it. You didn't even suffer the consequences for it. That's called God's grace. But a lot of people do things over and over again, and that's when He sits you down like, hey, you're doing too much. That's enough. You need to chillax. You need to relax. You know what I mean? And like when you go through hard times, all hard times don't mean that you getting what you deserve. It don't mean that. Sometimes hard times can mean that it's a test to pull something out of you to get you to the next level. Maybe that test is testing your temper, testing your anger, testing your, you know what I mean? Like say if you addicted to porn or something. If you're addicted to porn and masturbation, you're going to have tests to see you don't supposed to masturbate. You don't supposed to watch porn. You don't supposed to do that. Because if you keep doing that, you wasting your sexual energy. You ain't going to have no energy to be with your mate, your husband, or your wife. So at the end of the day, if you don't control that, you can't control the relationship. At the end of the day, when you get married and stuff like that, sex is required. But you can't do that because you've been doing all this what you want to do, and then when it's time for you to take care of your business with a man or a woman, you can't do it because you didn't wait or you didn't control your sexual desires. Everything that you don't understand, you will figure it out. What I mean that you will figure it out, if you don't understand it, you just got to tell the good Lord, look, I don't know this situation. I don't know how to handle this. I don't know how to go about it your way. I really don't understand why I'm going through this situation. I'm going to tell you this is what I did when I was going through a situation one time. People might not like it. People might not understand it. It don't matter. This is what I do, and this is my method. You know what I'm saying? I'm a firm believer of my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. So what I did was, how can I handle this? I'm going to look it up. You know what I'm saying? What scripture is dealing with yada, yada, yada? Okay, if you got a problem with your attitude, what does the Bible say about a bad attitude? And I would look at that, and I would read that, and it'll make you feel softer sometimes, but at the end of the day, once you look at how you are, the Bible ain't nothing but a mirror. It's going to tell you what you are. And once you look at how you are, it's going to make you feel shitty for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it will if you're really trying to do right. And at the end of the day, you're going to have to go ahead and just suck it up and embrace the pain. Okay, you know what I'm saying? This is the type of person I am. Okay, I got to do something about this. You know what I mean? It's just a self-check. Ain't no wrong with self-checking. You know what I mean? Ain't no wrong with checking yourself. And best believe it's best that you check yourself before somebody else check your ass, because you ain't going to like it. But at the end of the day, it's best that the Lord check it before anybody else check you too. If you go the right way about handling things instead of just running into a gunfight with a knife, you'll feel a hell of a lot better that you can know how to strategize, you know how to take your time. That's why I give everything to God. Me personally, I give everything to God because, okay, I'm going through this situation. How do I handle this? If I learn how to relax, sit back, calm down, okay, this is the situation I'm in. I may not know how to handle it, but I'm here. We are here, okay? Now, dealing with this situation, okay, let's just say you ain't got no money right now. You broke your shit. Your life's about to get cut off. You like, God damn, what the hell going on? My life's about to get cut off tomorrow, but I ain't got no job today. What do I do to get some money? That's a hell of a battle. Okay, now that you done relaxed, you done told God everything, you don't know how to handle this. You might just come up with a thought. Dang. Such and such is hiring, but my life's going to get cut off tomorrow. My life's supposed to be cut off tomorrow. But they hiring today. I'm going to go fill out this application today right quick. So when the lights do get cut off, I'm going to go ahead and at least I have a job to get them cut back on. It's just a major set and just a minor setback for a major comeback, right? That's what you thinking. But I'm going to tell you, this is how God's grace kick in. See, you don't need to cut your lights off. All you got to do is call the light company. Ask for an extension. Ask for an extension. When you tell them when can you pay it, by the time you tell them when that you can pay it, go ahead and fill out that job application the day before. You never know, they might hire you the next day. They might hire you the next day. When can you work? You tell them yesterday. Go ahead and get that job. When you get that job, you telling people when you going to pay that light bill. By the time you get your first paycheck, you pay that light bill. You ain't missed to beat your light still on, baby. When it happened, see, you didn't think about the extension. You didn't think about none of that shit. Only thing, you looked at that bill and you said when it was due. But you didn't look at that bottom when it say, if it's due after that, the extra fee. You didn't look at that because sometimes in life things can hit you so hard. It can hit you like a train. Bam! Hit you overwhelmed. It can overwhelm you so bad that you cannot. You got anxiety and you're too crunk. Well, this is how I can say it right now. You're too amped up. You're too amped up to just relax and think about, okay, I'm in this situation. I can get an extension. I can do this. I can do that. You didn't think about it. You like, damn, it's due today. I got to get it cut off. I don't know. Oh, shit. And then that's how it go. You know what I mean? But all you got to do, you got to just look at it, relax. Every situation, don't get frustrated. Don't get bummed out. You just have to relax. You can figure it out. If you sit back and take the time. You tell God, honestly, I don't know how to do this. I don't know how to handle this. I need your help. He will give help. He will send you help. He is a coming. He is on his way. I'm telling you, just like I'm telling you right now. I'm coming out the horse's mouth. Welcome to McFly's Kitchen. I'm telling you how it is. But at the end of the day, he is coming. A lot of people think they can live their life without God. You cannot live your life without God. It is short-lived. That's why God gave you a brain. God gave you this. He didn't give you this brain just for it to sit up there and think about what you want to think about. He gave you the brain to use. That's why I say he gave you the brain to figure it out. Everything that you can't figure out, that's why he's there. He's sitting there waiting on you. He wants you to let him know what's going on. You know you can't take care of it. It's just like a child. A child. He know he can't get out. If a child wasn't one of them damn, if a child is in the damn carriage. If you're in a damn baby carriage, I just say the baby carriage. Yeah. Okay, if the child is in the baby carriage, okay, he know he can't get out. He know he can't get out. But he started fighting to try to get out. He started fighting to try to get out, but he can't get out. Well, the first thing he's going to do is start crying. You know why? Because he need daddy to come get him out. It's just like you. You know you can't get out this situation. You know you can't. So what you got to do? You got to talk to the Lord because you need daddy to come get you out. Faith comes from your brain. Belief comes from your brain. Everything comes from your brain and your heart. Your brain, your heart, when you put your heart and soul into it, it boils down to this mechanism right there. That's where it comes from. So at the end of the day, when you can't figure it out, you got to ask daddy. Because daddy, he will figure it out. Pops got everything under control. And that's how I look at God. He's my father, he's my daddy, he's my pops. Like when they say, who's your daddy? Up there. At the end of the day, because you know what? He the one gave me my mother and he gave me my father. He gave me everything in my life. And at the end of the day, he gave you everything in your life. So you can figure it out. Anything that you need to know, you don't have to ask nobody around you. All you gotta do is ask the source, and if you want to know and if you want to figure it out, he will send people to you. And if you don't send people to you, he will show you things. You can watch TV and look at something. If you're trying to figure out how to get your car fixed, and you don't find no mechanic, you just in a new city, you don't know nobody, and your car messed up, right? Your car messed up. You go to daddy, hey, I'm new here. You call me to be here, I'm here. I done went to a new city, and even if you probably don't say that, you might not think that he didn't call you to be at the new city or something like that. But you in a new city, you don't know nobody. You want to get a new environment, and your car messed up. Your car messed up. You don't know where to go. You don't know who the first person to ask shade tree mechanics and that. All of a sudden, you see a commercial on TV. You see a commercial on TV. As soon as you see the commercial on TV, they tell you about the quality of work and everything. I bet you take your ass down there, I bet everything gonna be all right. Because I'm gonna tell you just like this, God put that commercial on for a reason. He put that commercial so you can get up, see, you know where to get the car fixed? Now you do. All you gotta do is just ask Pops. He will provide the people in your life to talk to you. He will provide everything that you need. Everybody that comes in your life, if you go to him first, you don't trust people. You don't know people. Just say, God, I don't know people. I don't like people that well. I don't trust people. At the end of the day, you're going to find a person that's trustworthy. It's a person that's going to come to you, not the way you want it, but you're going to understand this person is all right with me. And then it always be the people you be like, man, why did you do this for me? Why did you do that for me? That's God, man, at the end of the day, because at the end of the day, when I tell you, you can figure it out because God gave you a brain. He gave you what you need. He gave you the tools all up here to do what you have to do to make it and survive in this world. And if you can't figure it out, if you don't know how to do it, and if you don't know, and if he's not answering, like a lot of people say, well, I asked God, and he ain't told me nothing yet. I asked him, and nothing happened. You know why? Because you started trying to fight a battle that is not even yours. That battle ain't even yours. Why are you trying to fight something that don't belong to you? Like when he tell you, if he don't tell you nothing about it, if he don't tell you to do nothing about it, it ain't your business. He got that. A kid got a brain to do what a kid is supposed to do. You got a brain to do what you is supposed to do. You don't have a brain to do what God do. At the end of the day, when a kid, he's at the house, his daddy drive 18-wheelers. His daddy drive 18-wheelers, okay? That's his job. He got to get out there, drive that truck, get on the road, go make the money, bring the bread back home to the family so he can support and provide everything that the family need. God give the man to do that. Ain't no difference with God. God is your father. At the end of the day, God is working on your behalf. It's some battles that you can't fight. You got to do what you do and let God do what he do and believe that God is going to deliver. Don't you have faith like when your parents going to work, you got faith that your parents going to come home with some groceries. You got faith that your parents going to have something to eat. First thing you do when the kids wake up in the morning, what's to eat? Because they know you're going to have something to eat. They know that you're going to have something. They're relying on you because you are the queen and the kings of their castle. You know what I'm saying? That's what God appointed you to be. Even though God, he's over every household, but that's what I'm saying. Those kids are looking at you. They're looking at you. That's how you need to look at God.